Alright, so I'm going to just walk you guys through a couple examples here from the review sheet. And I just want to show you the primary difference between two of the problems here that you can that you guys can see on the exam. So A, f of x equals 6 versus B, f of negative 3. So when you have notation like this, they're both saying to do something different, right? So you have f of x, and if you remember, f of x is the same thing as y equals, right? So it's your y, right? The entire f of x is your y. So I'm either giving you the x, right? Here I'm giving you x is equal to negative 3, and here I'm telling you that y is equal to 6. So once you have your function, so let's say your function is y equals 5x minus 9 if I write it in this form, then in this one I'm going to take the negative 3 and I'm going to substitute in for x and solve for y. And in this one I'm going to take the y, substitute in for take 6, substitute in for y, and solve for x. So let's take a look at those, okay? So for the first one, f of x equals 6. So this entire f of x is going to be replaced with the number 6. So 6 equals 5x minus 9. Add 9 to both sides. 15 equals 5x. X equals 3. So in this one, when y is 6, what is x? X is 3. F of negative 3 means x is equal to 3. What's y? So f of negative 3 is telling you to take the function 5 times x and substitute the negative 3 inside for x. And then subtract 9. Right? And f of negative 3 is just a notation, so there's nothing else you have to do there. So negative 15 minus 9. And so that's saying f of negative 3 is equal to negative 24. So when x is negative 3, your y value is 24. So I give you the y value, you solve for the x, or I give you the x value, and you solve for y. Similar to a graph, right? If I look at a and b here, f of negative 4 is saying on this graph there's a value, there's a coordinate on the graph that has an x value of negative 4. What's the y value? Well, if here's my 1, 2, 3, 4, if here's where negative 4 is on the x, and I run up to this coordinate right here has an x value of negative 4. What's the y value here? Well, the y value here is 2. So f of negative 4 is 2. So that's another way of saying find the y value when your x value is negative 4. What coordinate on this graph has an x value of negative 4? This one, what's the y value? Or f of x equals negative 2. Well, as a coordinate, there's an x and y. I don't know what x is. The y value is negative 2. What's x? So here's 1, 2, here's negative 2 on my y. And if I run across, this coordinate right here has a y value of negative 2. Well, what's the corresponding x value that goes with it? Well, the x value is 2. So what's x when y is negative 2? 2. So x is equal to 2. So in doing a couple sessions with you guys so far, this is what I'm seeing. Most of the questions are coming up as. Alright, hopefully that helps.